Hello everyone and welcome back to our Xeelo weekly call. Today we have 8 features and 1 incident, so let's go straight ahead to see the news. First Xeelo feature is related to moving a request from one workflow step to another using administration mode. You know that whenever you want to change requests from one step to another step, you had to use SQL statement in query store, and it wasn't marked in history. Now we have functionality that allows us in some admin mode, we can move the request from one step to another. It's pretty simple. In administration, in your object, you have to set admin for that object. So I'm going to set myself. And now, whenever I go into the object and I open, for example, this request, I can see on the Actions button, Change Workflow. When I click on it, I've got option to change the workflow to particular workflow step. So let's go, for example, a request was saved, change it, and now when I click on info, you can see real requestor and saved, so it's worked. Next feature is about get database transfer via URL and token. All right. In past, you had to download database transfer from one environment and upload in another environment. Now we can use it. We can use database transfer URL or some endpoint and token inside to provide a security. Let's take a look at it. Whenever you are super admin, you can see sites. When you open sites, some particular sites, and at the button there is database transfer that allows you to do that. So you have to enable a remote database transfer, and then you can see some token and some URL endpoint. So whenever you copy that and go to particular site in database transfer, there is a new button, upload database from URL. When you open it, you can see URL and token, so you copy the token and URL, click upload, and it actually download for you database transfer, and you can process the database transfer here. Next one is an ability to set up a default sorting for an object. Okay, now you can see, for example, in my object training run, we have here some sorting according to request ID, I guess. Yeah, sure. We can change it easily in administration, in object, in training, and there is a new settings in detail tab, default sorting object line. So we select just some object line, like for example title, and you provide sorting type like descendant or ascendant. I would like ascendant. And now when you refresh the page, you can see the difference is not according the request ID, but according the title. Let's take a look. When we change it to ascendant, reload it again, you can see the difference. Pretty simple. Okay, let's go to another feature. Provide option for attachments in notification to be sent unzipped. In past, you have an option to add attachment to particular notification. It could be from file, I mean object line, or from printout. Let's take a look into administration. And here you can see in notification, some notification, assign printouts or attachments. Whenever you assign some attachment, you need to provide an object line where file is stored, obviously, and you can tick or untick compressed if you want to send it compressed or not. If yes, all compressed file or all file that have flag compressed will be in one compressed big batch, and other will be right next to. So it's really good to send uncompressed whenever, for example, you want to send a picture and you are on phone and you have not any way how to unzip the file. So you can send it uncompressed. Like I said, it's the same in assign printouts. So you just need to select printout and compressed or uncompressed, and that's it. Perfect. Next feature. Next feature is extend widget with checkbox, hide when empty. Alright, let's go to Xeelo user and into dashboard, and we can see that we have a few of widgets here. Whenever you click on edit, you can see that there is a new checkbox, hide when empty. Whenever a widget doesn't contain any items like any news, any requests or whatever, it will be hide when you set it as yes. That's it. Next feature is about grid widget improvements. Okay, there's nothing. I can open my IS and there are a few widgets, and the biggest improvement here is when you click on edit, and you can see that when you select something in filters and, for example, in rows, and you change source, it will automatically remove your settings. Now it set differently whenever you set object and so on, and I don't know, filter and grid rows, and choose different source, it will automatically keep you the settings here. Okay, next feature, localize error notification message. You know that we have error notification in Xeelo, so we localize error message or messages. Next feature is optimization of loading report result. All right. So the improvement is we applied lazy loading for loading report results, because whenever you had 700,000 rows in report result, it loads really long time. So now the improvement is that when you click on request will open for you automatically, and then report results start to load. So you can work with the request, and after a while, after report result gets all data, it will load in that particular request. All right, and the last one is incident. Notification request type does not work. Okay, if you watched last Xeelo weekly call, you know that we have different type of request type for object action, for notification, and for export. For example, when I create some object action, there it is, something like add owner. You can, not here, in workflow, when you assign the notification, the object line or notification or whatever, you can choose for what request type it should be generate the request or applied or execute the object action or export some data. For a new one, create, for update, it's obviously updated request, for updated empty request. Yeah, so whenever it's pretty handful, because imagine that we have, for example, user management, and whenever you change something in a request that represent user, for example, you wanted to add information about phone number and so on, and it automatically reset the password for you when you complete the workflow. So now you can set that you should reset a password only if the request is new, just created. So you just in a request type click create and that's it. Yeah. So it's for notification, object action, and export as well. And I guess that's it. That's everything. Please keep in track in our Xeelo weekly call and see you later.